So I had planned to film this video on a river, but we're in the middle of a drought. So rather than having me talking while kayaking, you're gonna get me talking in my car instead. I will put up some kayaking clips just so you have something to look at. There's stuff from like the Ocoee, the Green, New River Gorge, I think. Yeah, there's also a night lap in there. So if you just see like a black screen, that's what that is. It didn't work out at all. So I leave for Chile in about 10 days, which is kind of insane to think about. And by the time that this is live on YouTube, I'll already be there. It's pretty unbelievable. If you had told me 3 years ago when I started kayaking that this hobby of mine would somehow turn into a career where I'm paddling in a foreign country and being paid for it, I mean, I wouldn't have believed you, but like, that is so far out of the realm of what I would think is even possible. And as exciting as it is, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little scared. This isn't just some routine trip to another river. It's the first time in a very long time that I've traveled internationally. And it's not just for a day or a few days or a week. It's for 13 weeks, which is kind of a coincidental number because the last time I was doing something that was 13 weeks was when I went off to Marine Corps boot camp. And just like that, it's the same thing. I have a date marked on my calendar, and when I go, I have no real idea of what's going to happen. All I know is that it's going to change my life, which is really, really cool, really exciting, but also like low-key terrifying. With all that said, I'm still gonna go. I mean, like, are you kidding me? I'm not gonna let my nervousness or excitement stop me from experiencing this. Sorry, it got really hot. It's like mid-November and somehow it's like 70 degrees outside. And I think the lens is actually fogging up. Let me wipe that off. All right, I think we're back. This is like the least professionally produced video I've ever made. But Chile's terrifying, right? Because it's a different country. I'm going to be doing a lot of responsibilities while I'm there. And it's in a career that like I never would have thought I'd be a part of. But I also think that fear is normal, right? Emotions are what make us human. And in this age of AI and social media and online personas, that human part of us, that humanity, is all that separates us now. On the river, I've seen and experienced myself all manner of emotions, from fear and excitement to disappointment to anger, joy, happiness. There's times where I, as a guide or instructor, I might have a student who is terrified of whatever it is we're about to do, even if it's as simple as a wet exit. And while I understand that those of you that are more experienced kayakers might kind of be like, oh, well, you know, it's just a wet exit, to that individual in that moment, that might be the hardest thing they've ever had to do in their life. And the reality of having been an instructor for a while is that there are a lot of people who are extremely nervous about a wet exit. And so when they're upside down in that moment, nothing else matters. No amount of credentials or accolades or education, the job you work, the place you live, race, gender, sex, religion, all of that is stripped away bare to reveal the human that is underneath. If I, as another human, can reach out in that moment and connect with them, maybe that's enough for them to learn to wet exit, or learn to roll, or learn to kayak. And maybe that will also be enough to change their life. When I started this channel 2 years ago, I didn't have any of that in mind. All I wanted was a place to document my progress and put some videos on YouTube for myself to look at later. But as the channel developed, I found that I was actually connecting with people. Inadvertently, I was showing that it's okay to suck at kayaking. Sucking is part of that learning process, and we all start there. Jer Kayaks started as me, an individual, documenting my progress kayaking. But now it's turned into a team focused on bringing the human side of whitewater out. In a whitewater arena where the focus is all too often on whatever fancy shiny new boat came out or whatever big massive stout someone just ran, it's nice to take a step back and reconnect with the humanity that is there in the sport. I made it my mission, and it's been an ongoing, constantly readjusting mission. I may not be physically there like I am in a roll session, but if I can reach out and touch another human being through the screen, then that is still good in my book. And so to return to the idea of why I guide and instruct, why I make Jer Kayaks videos, why I'm going to Chile, even though I'm slightly nervous and scared, if I can connect with just one human doing what I'm doing and share an experience with them that maybe shows them something about themselves or changes their life, and then that one person comes home and connects with another human, and they connect with another human, maybe we can finally all together make this world a more human and better place. I'll be gone for 13 weeks. I'm not entirely sure what that means for the channel, as I'm not certain of my ability to edit and to upload. Things might slow down a bit here, but I promise when I come back, we'll be right back on it. And with that said, if you want to see me while I'm in Chile, you can sign up for a trip in the link in the description below, or send myself or Tony a message. Anyways, thanks for listening to my little rambling self, and I'll see y'all when I get back.